Union in East Windsor, New Jersey. There you go, Rob.
Thank you. Well, before we get started today, I would just like to take a second, thank the team at CUES, thank the team at Currency, and first and second to my colleagues back at the credit union who I understand are watching now on the stream. So thank you all for your support and guidance. The Financial Wellness Rating project started in January, and like many projects, it ended a lot different than it finished. So what I'm going to talk to you today about is sort of the highlights, the individual learning that I experienced as part of the project, and what the future holds for the Financial Wellness Rating. How many folks in the room are familiar with Floyd Mayweather Jr.? Okay, so about half. According to this article, he's set to make $100 million this year. And if you read the bottom, he just might spend it all. He prides himself on diamond jewelry, extravagant car collection, and million-dollar mansions. Is Floyd Mayweather representative of our membership, of America? The answer, quite easily, is no. However, if one were to assume that he has trusted advisors, people that have his back who he can trust, we could argue he's achieved financial wellness. He's the top 1/8%. What about the rest of us? What about the rest of our membership? And that's really what the Financial Wellness Rating was all about, giving our employees a way to measure their process for aligning products and services to our membership. Products and services that fit their lifestyle, that fit their demographic breakdown. Members need sensible guidance. They can't go into the credit union and say, I'll take that loan and walk out. They need someone to hold their hand, and that really is what this project was all about. So I spent 2 months tinkering at my desk. I unveiled the plan, and the questions I got were based around numbers. Why is X rated this, and why is Y rated that? And I'm sitting there, and I'm in a room of C-level executives, and I'm thinking, we're talking about math. I said, we're having math conversations. And that's not where I wanted to go at all. And like I said in my video, I said it kind of hit me. I said, I never defined the end goal. I never defined the path that our staff should take from point A to point B. We told them how we're going to measure them, but we never told them what we're going to measure them against, how to do it, why we're doing it. I never engaged them. So I went back to the drawing board and developed what we called the 360 member experience, which is just that. It's that path, right? It's that point A to point Z. Here's how to do it. Here's how we're going to measure you. But this time I did it different. I engaged with everyone. I got up out of my desk. I talked to C-level executives. I talked to the frontline staff. I had to understand where they were coming from. I needed to define who would be part of the process and when. What I call engage, communicate, and engage again. Engaging one time is great. Thanks for the email, Rob. I appreciate it. Following back, making constant communication, and giving them buy-in and say, helped me down the road, and I'll share with you how that occurred. Sean Gilfetter, our president and CEO, asked me 3 years ago, he said, Rob, do you want to know the secret to business? Now, he's sitting in the front row, so Sean, I hope you don't mind that I'm going to share one of your trade secrets. He said, it's not about you. He says it's about the individual on the other side of the desk. What are their objectives? What are their goals? Once you know those, you can align them with yours. And then you both can work together to prosper, to achieve success. By working together, we establish what we call conditions for success, right? The condition where you know that you've done what you've set out to do. Until you do that, how do you know you're successful? So we tested it, we pivoted, and learned that if we come together, that's how we'll be set up for success. So moving forward, 2014 and beyond, well, let me just share with you. When I went to represent the strategy, let's just say that conversation was more than math-based at this point. Like I said, I sought their buy-in, right? They felt like they were part of it. They enjoyed, they wanted to jump in the conversation. I just say, we'll get to that. So it was a much more pleasurable experience because, and this is another thing Sean shared with me, he said, get up out of your desk. He said, get up and move around. And that's what I did, and that's what made that much more pleasurable experience. So what's next? We're going to integrate technology. We're going to get this into our core system so that it becomes secondhand for our sales team. They're not going to worry about points. They're not going to worry about, well, should I put this product with that? So, it's not going to be a factor for them because it's going to become second nature. And what that does is that gives us an opportunity to engage a whole new group of folks, right? That gives us an opportunity to engage our IT team, our sales team again, because now it's not, Rob's plan, here you go, enjoy yourself. This is our plan, right? This is part of us, and we have a shared vision. And then I'll amplify and adapt the program as the credit union grows. One of the good parts about the financial wellness rating and the 360 member experience is that you don't have to be a new member. You can be a tenured member. We define a tenured member as a member who's been with the credit union for a year. If someone has every product and service that we have, there's things that we can identify that they don't have to help them achieve financial wellness. Closing the gap, no matter how big the gap itself is beneficial to the member. A, they've achieved financial wellness, arguably, and B, it helps us. We're profitable now. And measuring one of our key metrics, as you can see on the screen, services per household, we identified that as a metric that we were a little lagging, so we wanted to identify that right off the bat and help increase that. So beyond the CUES conference, I'm happy to say, and I was lucky in this regard, that I say this respectfully. I was at my desk doing this work prior to being nominated for this competition, and being afforded that opportunity is something that I've really relished. This is a chance to take this program, apply it to other disciplines, apply it to other projects that I'll hopefully be able to do in the future. It's just been a tremendous experience being able to go to FS, our financial service consultants, go to our sales team, go to our C-level executives, get their buy-in, get their opinion, and move forward. So once we've established their objectives, the objective of aligning every member with the product and service that's right for them so that they achieve financial wellness, we've come together with a shared vision and a very strong program. Thank you.
Fabulous job, Rob. And let's start this time with Stacy.
Hi, Rob. Nice
Hi.
job. So you mentioned conditions for success as part of the 360 member path.
Yes.
For credit unions, what are some of the components of the condition for success that you think could apply to all of us?
Well, I think they're across multiple avenues, first of all. I think to say that you have to get 3 products and services per household is not enough. I think you need to look broader. We need to paint a broader brush, right? We need to start integrating traditional products and services with remote technology, being what I call connected. Connecting to the membership is more important than ever. Not to say you have, X amount of branch locations, but you have that, and you also have the ability to do your banking at your fingertips, right? Being whatever they need to be whenever you need to be there for them is the idea. And finally, there's 3 parts of that. The third part is usage. Debit card, transaction, remote check deposit. Things of that nature are important because it's not enough, and this is part of our system, to say, oh great, we have X thousand mobile money users, mobile check deposit users. We need to keep an eye on the usage as well. It's not about just registration, it's about activity.
We've got time for another question.
Yeah, thank you. Following on the theme of conditions of success,
Yes.
You establish conditions of success, then your internal mentor says, get up out of your seat, move around, talk to people. And in that whole part of the feedback loop, did any of the conditions of success change? And if so, then what?
Oh, absolutely. The evolution of those conditions for success is what I think this whole, competition / opportunity has really afforded us. It started very complex. It was a metric system that was based on a combination of product, service, usage. It was a mess. I equated it to the BCS formula, if anybody follows college football. We know that Oregon has .245 BCS points, but nobody knows how in the world they got them. That's what we learned. How could a team embrace this program if we made it so convoluted that they wouldn't understand it? So what we did was we stripped that down and we made the conditions for success very streamlined, very simple to understand, very digestible. Probably because we had their input, right? You know, so that was the logic there.
Well, thank you so much, Rob.
Thank you.
Let's hear it for Rob.